What's up, guys? Swift here, covering everything Chicago Bears with daily videos, updates, and in-depth analysis. Today I'm checking in on the rest of the NFC North. Other than the Vikings and their current 6-game winning streak, the NFC North has not been great this season. The Packers are playing awful football, and the Lions are just as bad as we all expected. Beyond that, though, Rodgers is playing possibly the last year of his career, and the Packers' cap situation is not good going forward. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Vikings, who are leading the division and actually have a shot to compete for something this year, just don't threaten me much long term. Not unless they can find a viable replacement for Kirk Cousins moving forward. This is the thing, guys. Quarterbacks carry teams and make players around them better. The Chicago Bears have Justin Fields and tons of flexibility going forward. The other quarterbacks in the division are Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, and Jared Goff. I believe that Fields would be the best quarterback in this division very soon and most likely for a long, long time. Cousins is a good NFL quarterback. Unlike Jared Goff, he is a guy who you can win with, but usually don't win because of. Jared Goff is a guy who just isn't an answer as an NFL quarterback, in my opinion. Stat boys love to throw around Jared Goff's garbage time stats. He excels at putting up yards and even a couple of touchdowns after his team is down by 20. The Lions do have some talent on their roster. They have built their trenches up in recent years and have some nice weapons on the offense. The thing I'm most scared of going forward is if the Lions get the number one pick in next year's draft and having their choice of quarterback. I honestly don't want Bryce Young on the Lions. I still think Justin Fields is going to be better, but right now the other quarterbacks in the NFC North are both old and mediocre overall. This could be Rodgers and Cousins last year's in the NFC North. Cousins could earn another contract. He might not. But the bottom line is, if you were starting a franchise today and had to choose between the four NFC North quarterbacks, it should be a unanimous decision that Justin Fields would easily be the choice. I also quickly want to discuss the Lions and Vikings trade that went down the other day and the Packers' failure to do anything. There was a record-breaking amount of trades made at the deadline, and the Detroit Lions got robbed. We had an in-division trade as the Lions traded TJ Hawkinson and 2 fourth-round picks to the Vikings for a second and third-round pick. Yeah, let me break that down real quick. The Lions gave up Hawkinson, a young Pro Bowl caliber tight end, and 2 day 2 draft picks for 2 slightly higher draft picks. They didn't add 2 picks in this deal. They basically just turned 2 fourth-round picks into a second and a third. To me, this is an awful trade for the Lions, who already have a bounty of picks over the next couple of years. Also, TJ Hawkinson is an ascending Pro Bowl talent at 25 years old. The biggest difference between the Roquan, Claypool, and Hawkinson deals is that the Lions also gave away 2 valuable draft picks as well. This was a well-calculated move for the Vikings, who needed another weapon in the red zone to take attention away from Justin Jefferson. Hawkinson helps the team now and in the future because he's still very young. Good move for the Vikings. Awful move for the Lions. The Packers, meanwhile, who have a Hall of Fame quarterback coming off back-to-back MVP caliber seasons, and they let his number one receiver go, and that offense has struggled mightily all season long. Rodgers spoke out publicly on the Pat McAfee show about wanting the team to trade for a wide receiver. There were tons of rumors about the Packers possibly going after Chase Claypool, Darren Waller, and even DJ Moore. The deadline came and went, and they did nothing. This is a team that had Super Bowl expectations, salary cap issues going forward, and is most likely in the last year of Aaron Rodgers' career, and they didn't bring him in any weapons to help down the stretch. Big ouch in Green Bay, and something I believe all us Bear fans just love to see. It's music to our ears. I don't talk about other teams in our division very much, but I thought it was a good time to check in on them as we have passed the midpoint of the season. I'm hoping the Lions win some more games the rest of the year. I don't want them to get a top 3 pick. The Vikings are the Vikings. They are a good team that needed to add help for this season, but I don't think they are a serious Super Bowl contender. However, the NFC is bad enough that it's wide open for anyone who gets hot late in the season. I think the Vikings made a good decision at the trade deadline because honestly, I don't see their prospects getting better going forward. Meanwhile, in Green Bay, things are falling apart. Fans are calling for Rodgers to be benched. He is clearly frustrated. The team also has a big decision to make on Jordan Love, as they have to decide whether or not to pick up his fifth-year option before next season. At this point, they almost have no choice but to pick up the option just to see what they have. They also had a big injury just happen, as Rashawn Gary tore his ACL and is out for the season. Never like to see people get hurt, but it's just more bad news for Green Bay, and I don't see them making a serious run this season either. This just continues to make the Bears' future look even brighter. Going forward with this much flexibility, having the best quarterback in the division, all of our draft picks, and to be honest, none of the quarterbacks on the other teams in our division scare me at all. Obviously, things can happen and those guys can find quarterbacks and upgrade, but I'm not scared of Jordan Love. Kirk Cousins, I'm not scared of. Jared Goff, I'm not scared of. Rodgers, he's about gone, and I'm not scared of him anymore either. That's just what it is. It's about time for the Bears to take the North and never give it back. I'm working on my all-22 film breakdown for this week. Also have another video coming out about the national media, our offensive line, and Chase Claypool coming soon. We should also get next week's first injury report tomorrow and possibly some roster moves as Byron Pringle inches closer to returning. Stay tuned, guys. Hit that like button for me. And until next time, bear down.
Right? No, I just wanted him to stop scrambling. And it was pretty irritating because he didn't listen at all. He didn't take the coaching at that stage of the game. I figured no one had asked him to stop it, so I gave that a try. I think other coaches can learn from my experience that he does not listen, so rely on other tactics.
Next 5 years, who's the better football player, Justin Fields or Lamar Jackson?
He asked me next 10. He asked me next 10 years, and I took Justin because I had the back half.
Yeah. I mean, I love them both. I really do. They're such unique Bears. I'll say, if I'm going to go with Justin, it's just the physicality. If you notice, he's not just fast. He's not a sports car, right? He's a muscle car.